Last week, I traveled all the way from Kazakhstan to Australia to attend one of the biggest international conferences in my field, Microtest 2025, conference on micrototal analysis systems. To the driest part of the driest continent, Adelaide. For 1 week, this city became a gathering place for 1,000 scientists from around the world, all passionate about my field, which is called microfluidics. From the first evening, I could feel the energy, people sharing ideas, connecting, curious about each other's work. That's what I love about conferences. They remind you that science is global and curiosity connects us all. This time, I wasn't just presenting. I was also one of the poster judges, reviewing students' work, and it was my first experience as well at such a big, large conference. You start seeing research not just experiments, but as stories people dedicate their PhD or postdoc years of their life too. What I love about conferences like this is that you see how broad and deep our field has become, and you realize where your own research fits in the global picture. I was the only attendee from Kazakhstan among 1,000 people. And while that might sound isolating, it actually felt empowering to represent my country's research on an international stage. Conferences are not just about science, they are also about people. I joined the Female Researchers Networking event where we shared stories and learned from each other paths in academia, had a lot of conversation about outside of work topics as well. We also had a cultural session with an Aboriginal artist where we painted boomerangs and learned about the symbolisms behind their traditional art. It's moments like this that remind me research isn't just experiments and data, it's culture, creativity, and connection. And soft skills extremely help at such events to connect with fellow researchers and your colleagues from all over the world. The more you learn about people, the more you understand that we are all the same, no matter what field you're working in and no matter what country you live in. And of course, no trip to Australia is complete without meeting the locals, the furry and the feathered ones. After the conference finished, conference organizers also took us to Cleveland Wildlife Park, where I saw kangaroos, koalas, emus, and snakes. Adelaide itself is calm, full of green parks, and the weather was perfect. It was such a nice contrast to the fast-paced conference days. After 5 intense days of science, it was a reminder that balance matters, that creativity often comes when you step away from the lab. It was a very nice closure of long days of conference talks and presentations. Coming back home, I felt recharged. Conferences are not just about results, they are about perspective. They show you where your work stands in the world and remind you why you started in the first place. Every time I attend a big conference, I come back with a mix of emotions. Excitement, new ideas, but also reflection. This trip reminded me again of how it is important to step out of your comfort zone, of your daily environment, to get perspective, to connect with others and see what's happening beyond the lab in your own bubble. Science can be isolating at times, but conferences remind us that it's a shared journey. If you ever get a chance to attend a conference that's international and in a large scale, definitely go. You'll come back not only with new ideas, but a renewed purpose. And my main takeaway from this conference was that I am able to do research on an international level, and it gave me motivation to do even better, to succeed. But after interaction with colleagues from other countries who are on the level that I'm in and also in the same field, it really gave me a lot of inspiration to be on par after seeing such great research going on around the world. And also the second personal takeaway from this conference was that I enjoy staying sharp in this field, and I was able to build some personal research plans as well on the way back. So stepping away from your comfort zone, from your everyday life, really gives you a great perspective on where you stand in comparison with other researchers in the world. And conferences are one of the best ways to do so. That was a short glimpse into my week at Microtest 2025 in Australia. If you're an early career researcher or just starting off your faculty position, I really encourage you to attend conferences even once. I know the feeling when you compare yourself to other people's great works and you kind of feel low at times, thinking how much work you have to do to achieve that level. But at the same time, the more you attend, the more opportunities you get, the more people you meet along the way, and you understand how your work fits in the global perspective, where it is at the current moment, and that gives you a really good outer view on your progress and where you're standing. Also, you'll come back with new energy, new friends, and a much clearer sense of direction for your work. Before we go, since conferences are funded by research grants, you can watch this video of mine where I talk about what's important in research grant applications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.